What's up, you idiots? It's me, I'm back. After going to referee school so that I can start getting attention and putting some smackdowns on some of these performers here in WPA and make sure they stay on the up and up. Although some people may not like it, I don't care. Deal with it. Now, I won't talk about the game changer matches, but it's been pretty much the same two guys for like the last 2 weeks, with Dirty Dre and Musty Messiah fighting on and off for the game changer, with a little bit of chaos thrown in there, even though he didn't show up. He ran like a little bitch. Now, speaking of which, contrary to what people believe, I just happened to watch. That was purely coincidental that I just happened to walk up on that match, and a lunatic was there. I did not appreciate that Hot Topic reject talking about my hero, Bobby Blaze. Nobody talks about Bobby Blaze in such a disrespectful manner. So, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you will be very cautious what you say about the true greatest champion in WPA. Now, our first match was James Altras fighting Red Death. And, you would expect that as the champion, you would come out there and you would just wreck whoever was in front of you. But James Altras did not live up to the standard, and he was beaten by Red Death. Such a shame. Now, the next match went somewhat the way it should have went had there been champions involved. But we had one former world champ and the former TV champ in a battle, and JP DiMaggio, who has shown significant improvement in his matches, defeated the Beast, who seems to be on a downward spiral lately after losing to Johnny Rocco in the world title match. Once again, failing to get that world title. So it's not, I can tell you, it's not Jermaine. Most people thought that the Beast, it was just because he just couldn't beat Jermaine, but apparently it's just the world title. He must be scared of the success. Now, there was a weird triple threat match featuring the Idol Steve Sampson and the Brasso and Investor, which became a one-on-one match, which the Investor won because the Brasso decided not to show up. That's some shit. What is up with some of these killer goons? Minus the sponsored athlete Jayla Masters and Big Mel, the other killer goons just seem to pick and choose when they want to show up to a match. I mean, come on, guys. How do you expect to move up and get into some good matches if you can't even show up to the bullshit ones? What kind of farkle-knuckle bullshit is that? Now, the Dork Stalker took on the pinnacle of humanity, Adrian Christopher. And in true Dork Stalker fashion, he lost the match. I swear, I don't know why that guy's still in Sinister. I mean, most of Sinister, has had titles over the last season. And the Darkstalker just keeps losing and losing. I'll give him a pass on Tag Team Turmoil because he was teamed up with Martel. Even though Martel pretty much carried that team during Tag Team Turmoil. But, nevertheless, this isn't the Darkstalker. This is some facsimile. It's like some Walmart edition of the Dork. I mean, ugh. Either way, he's a loser. Now we got to the match that I was waiting for as Shepherd Bay took on the greatest champion ever in WPA history, my hero, Bobby Blaze, who was nice enough to send me a picture shouting me out. That was so awesome. I will be hitting you up. I will need a 2X t-shirt soon. I'll be sending you the address to send it. I don't care if I have to pay for it, Flip. I want that shirt. It's like my goal to get the shirt. But Bobby Blaze, as if no surprise, defeated Shepherd Bane. As it should be. And all is right in the world now because Bobby Blaze won. That's right. Now, Money, MF, and Mike took on Lady Assassin and beat her. That's it. There was nothing else exciting about that match. Now, the bane of existence, Johnny Rocco took on Money in a match. If you know the history, then you know the history, as Money has usually had Johnny Rocco's number. This was probably like match 6 between the two. And this was only the second time that Johnny Rocco has ever defeated Money. As much as I don't like the guy, he has been doing pretty good this season. I mean, he's in the top 10. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was number 1 right now. Before, hey, anniversary of WPA is coming up too, right around the corner. That means awards. This means you better vote for me to win this year. Fucking assholes. Now, Big Mel took on Wolf Knight in a squash match. Nobody expected Wolf Knight to beat Big Mel. I mean, Big Mel. Who's had a better year than Big Mel? Or success? I mean, you could say that the milk that is our former world champion, maybe soon to be current world champ. But Big Mel is the only Grand Slam champion in WPA. He has that distinction. He's the first and only Grand Slam champion. And now there are others that are getting close, but certain things prohibit them from getting that. But Big Mel has taken advantage of every title opportunity that he has been given. Earned. I will say, not given. He's earned everyone. I'm starting to become a fan of Big Mel. I mean, he's not on Bobby Blaze level, but, I root for him when he's out there. Because, I mean, the guy, he comes through. Like, if I had to make a bet on him and versus some other people, I mean, I feel bad that he didn't get the trio champ because he had those other 2 dorks with him, but yeah. Big Mel. If I was making awards, he'd probably win the Performer of the Year. You mean, why wouldn't Bobby Blaze get Performer of the Year? Because Bobby Blaze is Performer of the Decade. Can't go above that. Stop interrupting me, Flip. So Big Mel did beat Wolf Knight. Now, our Intercontinental Champion showed just what a champion should do in a non-title match. As South Bronx Savage defeated the sponsored athlete, Jay LeMasters. And that was a big win. Because, I mean, you've heard, I'm starting to believe it now, too, when Johnathan says that the sponsored athlete is the toughest SOB to beat one-on-one in WPA. And if you should happen to be blessed enough to get a win over him, wow, it's significant. It's almost like if Bobby Blaze says hello to you. It's significant. I mean, he acknowledges you, presence. In another squash match, Captain Mexico defeated Luscious Lucius. I mean, what? Does Flabby ever win a one-on-one match? I know he had a good run for a while there, but I mean, geez, at this point, I think he just should stay in tag team action, because that seems to be the only time he has any kind. Well, no, I take it back, since he lost his he lost his titles again. You can't be the greatest tag team and can't hold on to your titles. Jermaine Walker can make that claim, even though he's lost his title. But look at who he's lost it to. I mean, couple of them he could have probably used a little bit more wisdom in, but, well, he lost to Johnny Rocco, he lost to James Altrez, he lost to, Nergahante. He lost it in a triple threat match one time to the Darkstalker. It's a very small list. What? No, this is a small list. This is the Messiah. Now, in the most confusing match, it was supposed to be a Buried Alive match. And it was supposed to feature the Hot Topic reject, the Aqua Teen Hunger Force versus Chaos. But Chaos, like a true bitch form, was hiding and never showed up. So, since the lunatic couldn't bury him physically, she got on the mic and started to bury him. And once again, I chose not to interject at that point because she wasn't talking about Bobby Blaze that time. So it really made no difference. I don't care about Chaos. But hey, she won. So now we moved on to number one contender matches. Match 2 is not even worth talking about since 2 of the competitors didn't even show up, and Casper was just given a pass. See, that's what happens if you take the time to show up. Sometimes good things happen to you. Casper now is going to the championship match for the triple threat title. But Machete, Ramos, Street Fight King, and Quanty Fist had to actually fight and earn their way in match 1. And the Street Fight King pinned the Machete. Probably needed some band-aids afterwards. But we will cut to the next match, as we had number one contender match to decide who would be the tag team facing the tag team champions, or should I say, losing to the tag team champions, because you do have Big Mel and the sponsored athlete as the tag team champs, and I don't think anybody stands a chance against those two. But you never know. You can get lucky. The broke clock is right twice a day. The dog poops on the lunatic's yard probably 4 times a day. She probably only cleans it up once. Yeah, she has a really shitty yard. But it was the Order, Mac Blakely and the badass Eddie Vendetti taking on the It couple, Sterling J and Jackson Aries. And those two I don't know how they're a couple. They didn't seem to be on the same page as far as winning. But through their argument, Badass was able to pin Jackson Aries. Afterwards, you can see the two still arguing. And although I think it was just arguing from just losing, but the Sterling blamed it on Jackson. What kind of partner is that? I mean, you're a team. If one loses, you both lose. If one wins, you both win. If that one makes a mistake, that means you made a mistake because you listened to that one. I mean, come on. Listen, if one sucks, the other one sucks too. And you two suck it. You're not an it couple. No, 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 no. If I was Jackson Ayers, I would just go singles on her and just like go my solo way and let her fend for herself. See how she likes it then. Now, in another number one contender match, it was KO Jason Shepard, and that's SHEPHERD. Get it right. Versus Lycan the Liar Umbris. And Hakeo, thank you very much for defeating Lion Umbris. I can't stand that guy. And he will be going on to face South Bronx Savage. That should be a good match. I wish Hakeo all the best. But South Bronx Savage seems to have found his stride. It seems to get... Yeah, some people, if they get a title around them, they tend to do a little bit better. Others don't need a title to defeat and beat people up. But some people need that title. I mean, look at people who don't usually have a title and don't usually always show up to have a history of not showing up to matches, sporadically. When they have a title on them, they do pretty well. So, I'm actually looking forward to a match between South Bronx Savage and Hakeo. Now, in the Triple Threat Championship, it was the Ronin Shona Campbell versus Negahante versus Crusher LB. And Johnathan had been saying she would come back into her own and she'd won the title. But, unfortunately, she lost. And it wasn't even to who you thought. I thought Negahante was going to win that match. No offense, Ronin, I like you. But it was Crusher LB. Crusher LB is our new Triple Threat champion. So he'll be facing Street Fight King and Casper 2779. And honestly, I hope he wins. I hope he goes and runs the table to get to that Intercontinental Championship match. It's going to be tough. Street Fight King's pretty good. Casper too. But Casper's mostly in tag team. He's pretty good. He's even better in tag team matches than he is in singles. But, hey. That should be a very interesting match. We next went to the Television Championship, and it was Jermaine Walker versus Dirty Dre. And there was no expectation for Dirty Dre to defeat the TV champ, as Jermaine Walker has owned Dirty Dre. Now, I will say Dirty Dre has, since Tag Team Turmo started, he's actually been doing pretty good. Maybe it was teaming up with Johnny Rocco. I don't know. Maybe he learned something. Maybe he picked up some tips. I don't know. But he held his own for a while until he couldn't hold his own anymore, probably because he's too heavy. And Jermaine Walker was able to hit the black hand side on him and take the win. Yeah, he had Jermaine on the ropes for a minute there. Now, of course, later on in the night, as Johnathan from this show broke the news, not that hack, Jermaine Walker was attacked backstage in his dressing room. I wonder who got into his dressing room. That's probably why Johnny Rocco uses a different dressing room. But, and plus, Johnny was outside watching the rest of the match because it was a very interesting match coming up. But he was left with a streak of blood going down his head. Now, as reported by Dirt Gently, he was evaluated. We got an update stating that he will be able to compete. He will not give up facing James Altrez for the world. Now, we have our suspects that we think may did it. I mean, granted, it makes sense for one of two people to attack Jermaine Walker prior to the match. Now, seeing how the TV title seemed to be kind of the focus of it. I mean, come on. We know who it was. It was the censors. Yes! The censors did it. I mean, as much as he runs his mouth and says some foul things, not safe for work things, it had to be the censors. They censored him. That's what you don't see the significance of the TV title being laid on his chest? It was the censors. It was the FCC. Hey, watch somebody comes into this league and makes a faction called the FCC. That'd be fucking hilarious. If you do, I got copyrights. I want my 40%. And our final match, it was Polish Power taking on Cloudy Diggs. And I'm gonna be honest, folks. You know, if you thought the first match wasn't that impressive, the second match, it started off good, but in the end, it's like Cloudy Diggs just disappeared, and Power got a win via countout. Now, afterwards, he tried to get on the mic and talk some trash about Johnny Rocco, but Johnny Rocco seemed to be unbothered. It was most likely because I think he fell asleep halfway through the U.S. title match. To the point where the Ronin had to give him a nudge to wake him up and tell him, hey, the guy's talking to you. And he still didn't seem to care. I don't know why anybody would have cared. I mean, seriously. 2 matches in and he hasn't shown us anything because he hasn't been tested yet. Now, I got a feeling he might want to go get some reps in the ring because even though Johnny Rocco lost his world title, he's been on a win streak again. And he's been on kind of a tear. I mean, you got to figure, over the last month, Johnny Rocco has beaten top 10 competitors. Well, not counting James Altrez, but James Altrez does have a significant role because he's beaten Jermaine Walker, which is no easy feat, and Johnny Rocco, both of them for the world title. So, hey, we'll throw him in there with that top 10. So that's what Johnny Rocco had to face over the last few months, and tag team turmoil, where he had to face Jermaine Walker and James Altrez, and he had to face Mac Blakely and the Messiah. I mean, that guy's been getting tested left and right, and he's only come up short twice. I haven't seen where Polish Power's been tested. And definitely not in his U.S. title short reign. So, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying he's going to lose, but I understand. And that's all I have, idiots. Stay tuned for Philip to come up with his pick of the week. Prayers out to Maui. Support shown to the SAG and AFTRA writers. Shout out to Jimmy's Seafood and the sponsored athlete, Jay LaMasters. We would like another shipment, please. And the ultimate shout out to our hero, well, my hero, Bobby fucking Blaze. The greatest champion ever. Peace out, bitches.
Hello, WPA. Once again, it is I, Philip Alexander Kennedy IV, and I'm here to divulge to you my pick of the week, and it is your honor to have me come across your screen on this dreary day. Now, in the match that he was not expected to win, but showed great tenacity to overcome two other opponents, Crusher LB was able to gain the triple threat title and now will be going on to defend it and hopefully do what has not been done in a long time, and that is to successfully defend it 4 times and himself an Intercontinental Championship match and maybe win it. That is the trifecta he will be attempting to overcome. Whether he does it or not remains to be seen. Now, I am a little saddened that my England did not win the World Cup, but at least they made it to the finals. And those ladies have no reason to hold their head down. But anyway, this week I will be watching a few matches in particular. I won't divulge to you which ones because, well, I want to see you naturally perform. And from those matches, I will make my pick for this week. We shall see who overcomes what obstacle this week. Should be a hoot. But until then, WPA, good luck to all the competitors, and I bid you a good day. I said, good day.